I'm Jim Johnson. I am the Senior Manager of Village Programs, and here we are at the Wright Brothers home from Dayton, Ohio, and it's Christmas of 1900. Here in the village at Christmas time, we really enjoy trying to put together examples of how Americans would have celebrated Christmas throughout the 19th century, but in 99% of the cases we're using historical material, primary sources to sort of glean out descriptions of what people may have done. We really have no concrete examples from the different houses that we do have. This is one huge exception here at the Wright home. We know from various sources that in 1900 there was a big homecoming. Rosalind Wright, who was one of the Wright brothers' older brothers, was returning home from living apart for a very long time, slightly estranged, and sort of was a big homecoming. And in celebration of that, the family decided to put up their first Christmas tree. Wilbur and Orville, who were photographers, amateur photographers, but probably as good as any professional in the time period, documented some of that process. And that's not something that we really found available to us until fairly recently. In the last 5-10 years, we have been able to access high-resolution images of this Christmas tree, and the details just leapt out at us, things that were almost invisible to us until very recently. This photograph, which we know was taken in 1900, documents exactly how the Wright brothers designed and put up their Christmas tree. In process of sort of recreating the tree, we've gone to huge efforts to sort of scale it down to each of the minutiae and to the best of our ability, and we're still working, it's a work in progress, have attempted to recreate this tree to the best of our abilities. The toys, the various ornaments, and it's all in line with really what's typical in the time period. So as we look at the tree behind us, we see it's lit with candles. This is not an electrified house yet in 1900. There's a variety of sort of ornaments designed to hold candies and things like that. It's got strung popcorn, which would have been homemade, but it's got store-bought German tinsel garland, glass ornaments, either from Poland or Germany, and all kinds of different things that were used to decorate the tree and may have been saved from year to year. There's a big homemade star on top, which we think has kind of tinsel tails coming off of it. In keeping with tradition, the tree is also covered with various gifts for different members of the family. It seems that the adult gifts were hung unwrapped on the tree, whereas many of the children's things were either wrapped or just placed under the tree based on the photograph. So what we see across the tree in some of these interesting blow-ups, if you will, are a pair of what are known as Scotch gloves, which we found examples of in the Sears catalogs of the time period in the early 1900s. There's a fur scarf made of mink or different kinds of actual fur that's hung on the tree that we found, toy trumpets, and even a change purse. For many years we just had a kind of a low-res fuzzy photograph of the tree, and we reproduced things as faithfully as we thought we could. And what appeared to be a paper scrap art paper doll angel, the first glimpse of these high-resolution photographs absolutely flabbergasted us, because front and center on the tree is a little scrap art of a screaming, crying baby. And it must have been some sort of joke within the family. It was a popular, we were able to find a reproduction of it and reproduce it exactly as it would have looked on the tree. Beneath the tree, the arrangement of toys and things are quite fun. A pair of roller skates that are sort of haphazardly laid under the tree, the little toy train, tea sets, furniture sets, and all kinds of different things geared specifically at all the nieces and nephews that would have come on that Christmas morning here. Upon doing a lot of the research, and just recently we came to a realization, there's a wonderful set of photographs associated with the tree after Christmas. One of Bertha Wright, who was one of Rosalind's middle daughters, in the next room over, sitting playing with her toys. She's clearly been interrupted in her play. You can see the expression on her face like, okay, let's get this over with. And also a great set of photographs outside of the house featuring the sleigh, which is pretty prominent under the tree now, stacked with books. And behind them in all these photographs is a little fir tree. And it really dawned on us fairly recently that it's the tree that was inside the house for Christmas that has now been placed out there and propped up in the corner, probably for the winter season. In addition to the recreated tree, we also have a wonderful, large, high-resolution blow-up of the photograph taken by either Wilbur or Orville Wright on Christmas morning of 1900 for our guests to sort of compare and contrast the recreated tree in the corner. It's really one of the highlights of holiday nights here in Greenfield Village.